great job so far. I know that critical thinking and collaboration can take a lot of mental effort, but I have full confidence that you will continue to shine. This module, we take a fresh look at the visuals that surround us. You'll want to start by working through the Analyzing Visual Arguments interactive lesson. Although the lesson appears to be short with only a few pages, it contains a lot of action items that require you to read and view external sources. So be sure to follow along so that you are prepared for the visual analysis and evaluation assignment. For this assignment, you can either work alone, or if your group agrees, you can work with a partner or in a triad. Not all service learning group members will have to work together on this. One can opt to work alone while the other two work together. It's up to you and your group. Ultimately, whether you choose to work individually or collaboratively, you will select just 4 of the visuals to analyze and evaluate. Read through the rubric carefully so that you have a good understanding of how your work will be evaluated. The Making Visual Arguments Adhering to Copyright interactive lesson is a very technical look at the legalities of visuals. Regardless of the medium and genre of your service learning project, it's likely that you'll be using images and possibly videos to enhance your compositions. It's important that you know how to do so correctly and ethically. This lesson will also prepare you for the Service Learning Image Discussion Board, a 3-step process that applies the concepts of rhetorical context, visual analysis, and copyright. You'll start by carefully selecting and posting a single image and its attribution. This will give you practice at locating an appropriate image and citing it properly. Next, you'll reply to your group members with your interpretation of its rhetorical context and effectiveness. Finally, you'll reply to your peers who've responded to your image with a clarification of your position regarding the image and those that others have posted. This module, we will also continue our service learning projects. This week, you'll want to continue to communicate with your chosen nonprofit agency. How you do that is really dependent on the agency's response. Some suggestions are provided in the Reply to Your Agency folder description. Within the folder, you will find numerous resources to help you along the way. Many are related to accepting job offers or responding to rejected interviews, but in many ways you are seeking a job with your agency, so the concepts will still apply. You don't necessarily need to read through every single one of the resources, but you do need to have a good understanding of what it means to write a professional email. You are encouraged to use your service learning group area in Blackboard or your Google Drive folder to craft the emails as a group. It's not the leader's responsibility to communicate with the agency, it's the group's responsibility. Keep that in mind as you proceed in this project. You will continue to communicate with your agency throughout the remainder of the project. I recommend sending an email once or twice a week with a progress report and any questions you might have. We do want to keep in touch with the agency, but we don't want to further overwhelm them. But you will need to know their expectations and needs, and they may like to be informed of the project's progress. What this communication looks like is really up to you and your group. Think about the best way to engage with your agency. You might, for example, start a Google Drive document to collect your questions as a group, and throughout the week, that way your leader can send it to your agency on a certain day of the week. Or you might consider calling your agency if that is their preferred method of communication. Every week, you could call them to check in with them. Again, how you communicate is really dependent on your group's project and your agency's needs. After you've exchanged a few emails with your chosen agency, your group will then draft a formal project proposal that will, after revision, be distributed to the agency and used as a foundation for evaluation. We'll be revisiting the notion of rhetorical context for Module 4 for this assignment, so be sure to review how that influences writing before you begin to craft your proposal. Once again, you'll be collaborating on this document. Keep working on really integrating your work instead of just tacking on paragraphs to existing content. Although ideally I'd love to see each group actually create a published PSA, the reality is we just don't have time needed to invest in a massive production of that sort. So instead of actually creating a PSA, your group will merely plan for one via a script or storyboard. Do think carefully about what kind of media would better target your intended audience, and before jumping into the drafting, take some time to browse the recommended resources, as there are a lot of great tips and templates that are available for you and can guide you to a highly effective PSA. To help your group in this journey, your group will meet with me at least once this module for a more formal group conference. You'll want to come prepared with questions, concerns, and suggestions. The format for the group conference is very open-ended, but all group members must attend so that we can communicate together. If all group members are in Terre Haute, I'm happy to meet with you on campus. If one or more of your group members live elsewhere or prefer to meet online, we can meet via Blackboard Collaborate. You will also spend some time each week reflecting on your group and individual progress. Please be honest in the reflective journals. I really do want to hear how you are growing, but I'd also like to get some ideas of how I can better support you along the way. Do be sure to carefully read and address the specific questions each week, as each journal is meant to really develop certain skills. And don't wait until the last minute to start them. Some journals are more involved and may require a few days of contemplation or effort. Finally, this module, you'll also be completing a student evaluation survey to help me gauge the effectiveness of this course. Please be honest and detailed, but of course also professional. I do appreciate honest feedback, but I'm human too, and just like you, I imagine criticism can sometimes be hard for me to take. I want to hear it, but that doesn't necessarily make it easy to swallow. It's always good to offer constructive criticism, so you start with what is working, and then you offer concrete ways to make the course even better. Your completion of this survey will open up Module 6 for you. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to post to the FAQ. Keep up the good work.